The team at Technology for Hotels knows how busy you are, so we've created this concise briefing to keep you up to date on key happenings in the hotel industry. Let's dive in. Welcome. We know you're busy leaders in the hotel world, so our goal here is simple. Cut through the noise. We want to bring you the essentials from recent industry news quickly and clearly so you can stay ahead.
Exactly. We've looked at the latest reports, especially things hitting the hotel sector in Australia, New Zealand, and the wider APAC region. We're zoning in on key developments, investment trends, and the operational shifts that are, well, really making waves right now.
Okay, let's get into it. What about new openings? Any big brand developments we should know about?
Definitely. A major headline is from IHG Hotels and Resorts, their voco brand. It just hit a pretty big milestone.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
100 open hotels globally.
100 already? Wow, that seems fast. How long did that take?
Just 7 years. They launched back in 2018.
7 years, okay.
Which makes voco IHG's fastest growing premium brand. It's now in, I think, over 25 countries.
Impressive growth. Are they stopping there?
Not at all. They've got a pipeline of another 95 hotels planned. The goal is 200 globally by 2028.
Right. And what's driving that speed?
It really comes down to their flexible, conversion-friendly model. It lets owners rebrand existing hotels pretty quickly, get them onto the IHG platform. But importantly, the hotels keep their local character.
Ah, so it's appealing to owners who don't want a cookie-cutter approach.
Precisely. Owners like the faster turnaround compared to, say, a new build. And guests, they seem to like that mix of local charm with, IHG standards and loyalty program.
That conversion model definitely sounds like a smart strategy for rapid expansion. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Infrastructure. Any big projects impacting hotel demand?
A massive one for Sydney, specifically Western Sydney, is the new Western Sydney International Airport Terminal. Nancy Bird Walton Airport. Multiplex just finished the terminal structure.
Right, I heard about that. First major airport there in ages, isn't it?
In over a century, yeah. And crucially, it's going to be Sydney's only 24-hour airport.
24 hours. That's a game changer for flights and, well, passenger flow. What kind of capacity are we talking?
It's designed for 10 million passengers a year initially, and they finished the terminal on time within budget too.
Good to hear. Any impact on local jobs?
Big time. Over 2,000 peak construction jobs, and more than half went to locals.
Okay, so connecting the dots for hotel leaders listening, more passengers, 204/7 operations.
Exactly. It's set to seriously boost tourism to Western Sydney and the areas around it. That means, pretty directly, more heads in beds, a major driver for room demand and regional growth. Definitely one to watch for potential in that area.
A very clear link there. Okay, let's talk about existing properties. W Brisbane did a refresh.
They did. Just finished updating 32 of their suites. They really leaned into a local design theme, a river dreaming, inspired by the Brisbane River.
A river dreaming. Sounds quite artistic. What does that look like?
Think curved lines, earthy colors, metallic touches, reflecting the river, the landscape, city lights.
Nice. Beyond the look, any tech or amenity upgrades?
Oh, yeah. They've put in 65-inch TVs, sound bars, and the premium suites get things like Dyson Airwraps.
Dyson Airwraps. Okay, that's a specific touch.
It is. And they're using exclusive products from an Australian brand, Retreatment Botanics.
So it shows how luxury properties are focusing on those details, right? Design, tech, local partnerships.
Exactly. It's about elevating that whole guest experience, appealing to travelers who want style and substance.
Makes sense. Now, thinking bigger picture, Minor Hotels made a significant move recently, didn't they? Unifying their brands.
They did, yeah. Minor's huge now, over 560 properties, 57 countries. And for the first time, they've brought all 8 of their brands under one single master brand.
8 brands under one umbrella. That sounds like a huge task. Why do that?
The main goals are boosting loyalty recognition across all their different hotels, better internal alignment, globally, and just presenting a clearer, unified front to the market. Easier for everyone to grasp what they offer.
So how are they supporting that unification? New website, .app?
Yep, new global website, mobile app, updated Minor Discovery loyalty program. They also launched Minor PRO. That's a B2B platform for trade and corporate partner.
Okay. And their growth continues here in Australasia.
For sure. New openings like Queen's Wharf Residences in Brisbane, Avani Mululava Beach, and the NH Hotels brand is coming to Sydney soon, too.
And the Oaks brand, that's getting some attention, too, I believe.
It is. They're evolving Oaks with 2 refreshed lines, Oaks Suites and Oaks Hotels and Resorts. More focus on lifestyle, local stays. Overall, Minor's clearly investing not just in properties, but in their people, systems, tech. Basically, everything needed to run smoothly and keep guests happy at that scale. It's a big strategic play.
Definitely sounds like it. Okay, that covers developments well. What about the investment side? Acquisitions, market activity?
Well, on the acquisition front, Redhill Hospitality Group picked up Canberra Tall Trees.
Ah, Redhill's first property in Canberra.
That's right, adds to their regional portfolio. It used to be in Ibis Styles, now it's Tall Trees Ainslie Motel.
Any plans for the property itself?
Yeah, they're planning room refurbs for late 2025, a new gym, garden upgrades. It's in a quiet spot, but close to the CBD, attractions, Dixon dining.
So targeting both corporate and leisure.
Seems like it. 83 rooms, modern amenities. It just highlights that ongoing focus, on regional growth and investing in existing assets to boost their value.
And zooming out, what's the general investment climate like in Australia right now, seeing a recovery?
The data points strongly that way, yes. Reports suggest Australia is looking attractive, strong spending, good trade position. Some investors might be de-risking from places like the U.S. The Colliers Hotels Q1 update for 2025 really backs this up.
What did Colliers find specifically? Transaction volume?
A big jump in Q1 2025. They recorded $676 million in transactions.
76 million. How does that compare to last year?
That's the kicker. It's double the volume from Q1 2024.
Double. Wow. That's a clear signal.
Absolutely. Huge sign of investor confidence returning to the Aussie hotel market. The medium to long-term outlook looks very strong based on this.
Doubling volume year on year certainly speaks volumes. Okay, let's shift to broader industry trends shaping strategy.
A key one, especially looking at the APAC recovery, is the shift in focus. It's not just about top-line revenue, TRevPAR, anymore.
Right, because high revenue doesn't always mean high profit if costs are up.
Exactly. Like Oceania might lead in TRevPAR, but higher costs can eat into profits. So the real focus now, margin management.
Which means GOP pair gross operating profit per available room is the metric to watch.
Precisely. GOKR is rising across the region. And interestingly, it's driven by more than just room rates. Stronger F&B, ancillary spend, plus using tech for cost control. We saw strong GOPPR gains in Q1 in places like Perth, Melbourne, Sydney.
Any markets lagging?
Hong Kong and Singapore seem a bit behind, partly because corporate travel recovery is slower there, which hits those other revenue streams.
But there's a risk, isn't there? If you cut costs too much to boost GOPPR, you could hurt the guest experience.
That's the tightrope everyone's walking. Sources do suggest that while cost-cutting helped profitability, sometimes it might have, dinged guest satisfaction or even brand value long-term.
So the takeaway is?
Smart reinvestment. Find that balance. Run lean, yes, but also invest strategically in tech that helps the guest experience, keep service levels high, protect the brand. Optimize value. Don't just slash costs.
A critical distinction. Okay, let's hop over to New Zealand. There was a big conference there recently, HNZ25.
Yes, Hospitality New Zealand's annual conference in Wellington. Brought everyone together, operators, suppliers, leaders. The main themes seemed to be resilience, collaboration. Economist Shamubil Equub was there, busting some myths about the sector's productivity, highlighting Kiwi support for tourism.
Government involved, too.
Yeah. Ministers were there, reaffirming support, talking smarter regulation partnership. Sounded like a positive industry gathering.
Good. And Accor, being NZ's biggest operator, they were active, too.
Very active, especially at Meetings 2025, showcasing new properties like the Te Arikinui Pullman Auckland Airport. Big focus on cultural storytelling there. Also previewed upcoming spots like Jeojo and Tribe in Auckland and the Wairakei Resort Taupō revamp.
Sustainability focused, too, I imagine.
Definitely. Over 25 of their NZ hotels hit Qualmark Gold status. They also highlighted dining, like the chef's table at Sofitel Wellington. Overall, they're pushing growth, events, sustainability, and that experience-led hospitality.
Experience is key. And that ties into wellness, right? Seeing more focus there.
Hugely, especially in luxury. Mandarin Oriental, for instance, is making a big deal of Global Wellness Day on June 14th, 2025. Theme is #ReconnectMagenta.
Reconnect, what does that involve?
Promoting connections, nature, self, family, community, longevity. They're doing complementary things like outdoor meditations, tea ceremonies, family yoga, traditional rituals across their spas. It builds on their digital wellness push too, encouraging people to unplug. It's less about just spa treatments, more a whole philosophy integrated into this day.
Integrating wellness year-round, not just a one-off. Makes sense. Okay, one last trend. Any big events driving bookings right now?
Oh, yeah. The British and Irish Lions Tour. It's already pushing up hotel bookings significantly in the host cities in Australia.
You can see that in the forward-looking data.
Absolutely. Forward Star data shows really high levels. Adelaide and Brisbane already showing over 70% booked for the tour period.
Wow, clear example of how major events move the needle.
Definitely shows the direct impact on occupancy in specific markets.
Great overview. Okay, before we hit tech, let's quickly run through some recent people moves mentioned in the sources. Stars in motion.
Sure. Kevin Robinson is the new COO at Langham Hospitality Group. Christy Phillips takes over as president of Hospitality New Zealand. ATEC, the Australian Tourism Export Council, appointed Richard Doyle as chairman. Andrew Slonk started as GM at Quality Resort Sorrento Beach. And Jane Keserl is now talent and culture manager at TGA.
Okay, congrats to all of them. Now, finally, let's talk tech. AI seems to be everywhere, impacting operations, even consumer choices.
It really is becoming fundamental. An Accenture study had a fascinating finding. Gen AI isn't just seen as a tool anymore. Over a third of users see it as good friend.
A good friend. That's striking. What are they using it for?
Things like social advice. 87% use it for that. Personal development, 93%. It suggests a real emotional connection and trust building.
Okay, and the implication for hotels and brands.
This is huge. Nearly half of consumers have used Gen AI for purchase decisions.
Purchase decisions. How does it rank against other sources of trust?
Get this. It's the second most trusted source, right after physical stores. More trusted than friends or retailers, according to the study.
More trusted than friends. Why?
Users feel AI gets their emotions, anticipates needs better. So for brands, the game changes. How do you show up when someone asks AI for a hotel recommendation?
You need to be discoverable by the AI, optimized for it.
Exactly. And maybe even find ways to use AI to enhance that emotional connection the guest has with your brand. It's becoming a key gatekeeper.
So AI influences the booking. What about using AI inside the hotel operationally?
Wyndham Hotels and Resorts is a great example here. They're using AI, working with PwC, to really transform things for owners and guests.
Right.
They've got AI agents doing real work.
What kind of results are they getting? Tangible stuff?
Yeah. Reduced brand standard review times by 94%.
94%, wow.
Cut call handling times by up to 50%. And their AI agents now manage 28% of all incoming calls. Huge efficiency gains.
That's incredible. Streamlining workflows, support.
Exactly. Faster support, lower costs, real-time help with IT, bookings, check-ins, feedback, all backed by a responsible AI framework. It shows AI delivering practical benefits now.
So you've got AI influencing the booking decision and streamlining the actual stay.
Right. Which leads to this really interesting challenge and opportunity. If guests trust AI, maybe even more than people for some decisions, and hotels use AI for efficiency, how do you make your brand and experience stand out? How do you build trust when the guest might arrive already trusting an algorithm? Maybe the future isn't AI versus human, but AI-enhanced human connection, using tech to actually deepen that core hospitality experience.
A fascinating thought to end on. AI enhancing the human touch. That wraps up this week's 5-Star Weekly Briefing. Thanks for tuning in and staying informed with the latest in the hotel industry.